Okay, everybody! Cheers! This is it's pretty awesome. It's pretty cool to see so many people on a Friday sitting here, want to talk about design and do some interesting stuff. I threw together the quickest keynote ever. My name is Michael, and I am one of the guys that kind of wanted to do this designdk community. I'll talk a little bit about the community. I won't spend too long on that. And I also do a couple of other stuff. But so this is the third meetup, by the way. Like that was one in Jylland, which I did not attend. But did anyone attend? No? Anyone here who was here the first time? So we had a couple of hands, Well, there's a lot of first timers here. That's pretty cool. Then it's good that I will be repeating myself. Yeah, this is kind of the agenda for today. I'll do some sort of, this is the introduction you're having right now. And we'll talk a little bit about the sponsors. We actually have sponsors, like this is pretty cool. Woo. Then we'll eat. And I just put this in here because Martin just came with the pizzas. So, and then we got Jes from Adobe here. Woo! Who are also one of the sponsors. He's gonna talk to us about a fun story that he knows that not a lot of other people know. And then we have the group activity. This is gonna be the surprise. This is what we're really looking forward to while we're going through all these other points, right? This is gonna be really awesome. Yes, first of all, let's talk a little bit about designdk. So how many of you are on the Slack channel now? So cool. The rest of you who are not on the Slack channel, go to designdk.co and just put in your email. You'll automatically get an email back. I don't screen people or anything like that. Like everyone is invited and everyone's welcome. It's pretty much, if you don't know about Slack, it's a really cool platform. It's just like having like all the coolest designers in Denmark on your instant messaging list. Like you can just chat to anyone, and we have these cool channels, and yeah, it's a really cool place. And one of the reasons why I thought that it was important to do that was that a lot of us, how many here are designers? Designers? Okay, so that's like most of us, right? That counts. Game designers. Yeah, it's a really wide title. So a lot of the stuff that we do instantly takes on a very international spin, right? Some of you have Twitter profiles, you are Dribble or Behance, and each time we do something, it's always in the sort of in relation to the industry, and like it's this global environment where you can't actually really. Like when you say something, like everyone here listens, right? That's like it's completely borderless somehow, and I think there's a value in kind of going the opposite direction and looking locally. There's a lot of cool stuff, like meeting people, like creating a community around people who are close to you. First of all, it's much easier to do stuff like this. I know a lot of people on the internet that I've known for years and who I might not ever meet, but with a community like designdk, I actually have the option of potentially meeting everyone and having interesting conversations. There's also another thing is like people who live in this region are kind of different from people who live in other parts of the world. And sometimes when we have those international classes on, we all kind of become like have one mindset. We produce one type of work and we design in one way. And starting to look at more like locally, like how are we different? What problems can we solve in Denmark or in Scandinavia? I think there's a great value in that. So yeah, so designdk is kind of like this place where we try to eliminate the gap between like this global thing that we're all part of, and make it a much more local thing. And also one of my pet peeves is that when you guys remember when you started out being a designer, like, you should go to design school. How do you even become a designer? Like it's really tricky to get into this industry, and there's no easy answers. So I also see lately a lot of students have joined the community, which is super cool because they can it's completely level playing field. They can grab some of the best designers in Denmark and just ask them anything. Like we have the feedback channel and people actually post work and they get feedback from peers, and yeah, it's a really cool place. So to join it, I think it has a place in this world. I think it's really important to think locally. Quick status, we are now 323 members. We did a logo competition actually at the first meetup, which kind of ran for a week and a half. I think it ended up running, and we chose a new logo, which was the logo you just saw before, produced and voted in by the community, which is really cool. More than 10,000 messages has been sent already. We've only been going for it's been like 2 or 3 months, so it's fairly new. It's pretty impressive that we already have like this many creative people talking this much to each other. And an interesting fact that I pulled out was like 42% of all those messages are direct messages. So that means that people are connecting, they're using this sort of platform to talk directly to other people, like other designers, other creatives in their local environment, which is amazing. So maybe like we will be able to have Odense meetups or Vejle meetups or whatever. Like there's a creative community all around us, and it doesn't have to be in this global spin, right? Cool. That's what I want to say. Like, there's also a lot of job sharing in there, and there's lots of people getting dribble invites. So like there's a lot of stuff like that going on. Also a lot of silly stuff. So I hope that you all kind of want to join in. We're live streaming right now. Maybe someone on the channel is actually watching it. Hopefully the live stream works better than last time. We have an Ethernet cable plugged in. If not, they'll all be yelling right now. So let's talk sponsors. That was the introduction. Let's talk sponsors. Martin, do you want to, because you're the sponsor?
Yes.
Boop.
Hello, my name is Martin LeBlanc. I'm the CEO of Iconfinder, as some of you might know, and we are buying these pizzas today. Woo! That's my kid. There you go. And this one. So I'll just show you a bit of the product for those of you who don't know it. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, so basically, Iconfinder is a search engine for icons. So if you're working on a mobile app or website or presentation, anything, and we need icons, Iconfinder is the largest archive of icons and fully searchable, of course. And you can find lots of icons, really great design. You can find the popular outline style. You can find the flat style, glyph style, anything you dream of, and you quickly filter for it. For example, glyph style. You can search for, if you need large icons, you can get those. And you can, of course, see transparency, all the icons. So it's really usable for any designer. And also, it comes in various formats. For example, PNG, which is compatible with anything from PowerPoint and any web browser, and of course a very popular SVG format, which is the vector format. So we have a part of the service which is called Iconfinder Pro, which is probably the most suitable for you guys. And it's a very small subscription. It's $9 per month or $29 for all you can eat icons, so you can get all the icons you need for anything. And when you also subscribe, you also get a very nice little Mac app. I'm sure many of you use Mac, so I can just show you. So basically,
this is unreleased stuff, right?
Yeah, it's actually ready, but
you haven't submitted it yet, or
no? So you can just use it if you are. Let me see if yeah, it's not.
I love seeing secret stuff.
So what this does is that instead of you're searching in the browser, you can actually just search in a small app, and you can set up, for example, which application you prefer to have for example, SVG format. For example, I like to use Affinity Designer. Then it just opens up in Affinity Designer, and then you have the vector version of it. So no need for downloading or anything, and you can copy paste from the app, and you can drag into any app. So for any workflow, including icons, this is really helpful.
Yeah. We have an Adobe guy here.
He's up next.
So yeah, I think it's a pretty good product for any designer who uses icons in any way. And you can also, what else? You can get, for example, if you are a web developer, let's see. If you're a web developer, you can also get base 64 encoded stuff, so you can put it directly into the CSS. So if any of you are front-end designers, you can also use it. So yeah, that's it.
Wow! Cool. So next sponsor. From a little known company called Adobe. Yes.
We have it's in fact the largest in the world when it comes to this. But that's not what I'm going to talk about later. My name is Jes Schyum. I'm the Nordic Communications Manager, so you can't ask me any technical questions about why about it or anything, but I can escalate it if you want me to. That's the change you have to learn. But you're welcome if you want to do meetups like this, where designers are gathering or whatever, you can have a good time and talk about sponsorship or some kind of preparation. That would be not for me, the products.
Cool. Thank you very much, Jes. Okay, I'll talk a little bit about us then. This is my company. It's called Robocat. I help it with one of my pals called Willie. We started out 2 guys, but we're now a team of very colorful individuals who built all sorts of weird stuff. We've built weather apps, yes, and weather hardware, but we have also built other things, games and platforms, and we do some consulting, but try to do the old 80-20 rule, but in reverse, so that we work 80% our own stuff and 20% someone else's stuff. And we've been going at it for 7 years. So I'm not going to talk too much about robocat. You can go to robo.cat and see some of the projects that we've made. I want to talk about 2 things that we're working on right now, which is not an app, not a platform, a little bit of a platform, not a tech gadget on Kickstarter or anything like that. First of all, the first thing is actually where you are right now. This is an old building, and it has for a very long time. It's sort of been unofficially known as spilhuset. Some people have been here for a very long time. Some people practically live here, and it's been home to. It has been the largest cluster of game companies in Denmark. It's been home to, it's given birth to the Danish game industry scene. A lot of cool people have come and gone here, and it's kind of been like a game of musical chairs in all the different stories here, where people have moved in, people have moved out, and unofficially constantly been referred to as spilhuset. And we had a unique opportunity at Robocat to try and take on more of that responsibility, which we have done with a bit of hesitance, because it is a huge project, because it's not software, it's not hardware. So we're actually starting a more formal version of spilhuset, which is as a co-working space and a community. This floor here is one of them. We share it with iconfinder and Apex, and we have a lot of other cool people who come and go here, but we've recently renovated the floor downstairs as well. It's down there, it's crisp, new floors, glass windows, glass doors, everything is cool, fancy, and new height adjustable tables and awesome office chairs and everything, and there's no one there yet. So we're kind of trying to make a push for it. We're gonna launch a new website hopefully next week, and there's also going to be like what I think is a really cool video with interviews from people who've been here forever, and people just moved in, to sort of showcase this really awesome part of culture that has lived on here, and to try to get some of the new generations in, not just game companies, but also tech companies, freelance designers. So if you're looking for a place, and if you're looking for, or if you know of someone who might be interested in either a shared room or a private room, go to spilhuset.com and just get in touch with Charlotte. She'll call you up and hunt you down and try to get you to come in here and see the awesome facilities that we got. It's a really cool place. We love being here.
Can you say anything about the pricing?
Yeah, I can. So we have fixed desks and private rooms for 2,600 kroner a month. That's with cleaning and internet and optional lunch arrangements. And it's basically like we take care of most of the stuff, and you just have to come here and work on your green project. But we're also working on freelance pricing, as I've sort of tried to push through, where we want to do, because we have a lot of the space here dedicated to common areas. So we love stuff like this, right? We do tons of meetups. We have areas with like this stuff here, and we have all these nooks and crannies around also down downstairs where people can just hang out and come and drink coffee and do whatever they want to do. So we want to do like a lower tier where people can have like a flexible space. So for freelancers that don't necessarily have to be here every day, but would like to have a meeting here sometimes, or just go here to concentrate, or be part of the community that is growing around this place. And I can't say something about that price yet because I haven't gotten it confirmed. And if I said something, and you guys would be so you'll have to keep a track on spilhuset.com to check the final prices for that. And also afterwards, if you have any questions or any ideas or any wacky things, or if you want to have an event here, like just talk to me, and we'll figure that out. We're trying to make this into a place that's both viable option. Obviously, it has to be financially viable for all of us to stay here and be together in this adventure, but also like a really cool place. Like together, like we're way stronger as small creative companies. So yeah. Really, we're really happy to be here. We can't wait for more people to join us. Cool. I want to talk about one last thing. So another thing that we're doing is something that I've been wanting to do forever, and we launched it last week. It's called Catacademy. Sorry about all the cats. We like cats, right? So the idea is that we know a lot of talented people. We have a lot of talented people on the team, and we've been in great successes and great failures, and we've kind of learned a lot over the past 7 years, and we've worked with some amazing people externally also. And we kind of wanted to make that learning available. I remember when I had to choose like which to study design or go to school here or there. I think there's a real opportunity for like to create these focused learning events for people who just want to learn one specific thing. They don't want to go to school for 5 years. They just want to learn this particular skill. Why not put them in a room with a professional who's been doing it for 7, 8 years maybe, or who's been through the woods. So that's what Catacademy is all about. We're doing it in a crowdfunded style. So we're offering up these courses. There'll be more interesting courses we have one now. We'll talk about it in a second. But imagine like if you could have like your idol of something, like this guy who built this or this guy who did this, and sit with 10 other people in that room. You pay some money for the seat, and you have that, like you have his attention for 2 days, and you get like as much out of it as possible. So that's what Catacademy is. It's kind of like these crowdfunded learning experiences. This is the first course that we're doing, which is maybe not 100% relevant for you, but I'm going to pitch it anyways. Any front-enders here tonight? Anyone who does any front-ending? Yes, perfect. So front-end design and development has become more approachable. A lot of new people, a lot of young students are learning front-end. But there's something that kind of lurks in the background of every project and which is not as accessible. We all know it. It's back-end development. Back-end development is a huge overhead for most people, and even the smallest projects, like if you're doing a little app or whatever, needs a back-end these days. Like there will be some data that needs to be beamed up to the sky somehow. So we want to just take that problem and fix it. Like we want to put 10 people in a room and teach them how to do back-end API development in 2 days. There's some prerequisites. And they need to have some front-end skills. But I would say, like, Vladimir was teaching this course, the first course that we're doing, is really talented. He's been teaching at ITU, and, like, super cool guy. And I think he can, if anyone can do it, he can do it. So, and the idea is basically Catacademy style is that if we get 5 seats sold, the course goes ahead. You kind of like Kickstarter for events, basically. So you pledge for the course, and then if it goes ahead, like the course will happen. There's only 10 seats for this one. More relevant to you guys maybe is that we're probably launching the next course within the next 14 days. I'm going to be teaching that course. And can you guess what it's going to be about? Anyone?
Icon design.
Icon design, yes. I'm going to talk about icons, and it's not going to be, this is a full, like 2-day full fat course. This is going to be like an evening thing where it's going to be really cozy and very different. So yeah, catacademy.dk, even if like this first stuff here isn't like, oh, this isn't for me, like if it comes up in conversations, or you can sign up for the newsletter, or if you yourself want to like teach a course and do this, we're also open to that. We kind of want to make it a platform where we can locally try to teach some of all the stuff that we're all learning in our individual businesses to other people, students, and people in other businesses that are considering, oh, maybe I would like to become a designer or a backend developer or whatever. Cool. I'm going to shut up now. Let's eat. Okay. Did everyone get something to eat?
Yes.
Now we've had like the little helper, Santa's little helpers has put some more beers on the table, and we've still got lots of pizza left, so you can feel free to help yourself. Let's all just say thank you to Martin and iconfinder for. Cool. Next up, we have Jes from Adobe. Without further ado, take the stage.
Thank you. And I'm pleased to be here together with so many creatives. I would like to tell a story about something you're all interested in, perhaps. It's about entrepreneurship, and it's about, but it's also about design and the user interface. And it's about two guys. You might know them if I show them to you. They also look like a country band or something. Do anyone know these guys? No, but you probably know. Oh yeah, there they are. You probably know what they've done, but I'll tell you the story. And I've written it down so I remember the details. Well, anyway, these are the brother Knolls. This is Thomas Knoll, and this is John Knoll. As you might can see, he looks more like he's into research, and this guy is into action. But anyway, you might have seen their names on the splash on the Photoshop when they pop up. It all started a long time ago. They invented Photoshop, and Adobe Photoshop has just turned 25 on the 19th of February. So I thought it was a good chance to tell about it, because many of you are using Photoshop, and you probably haven't no idea of who invented it. But these two guys, they started back in 1987, where Thomas Knoll, then he was a doctoral candidate in computer vision, was trying to write as a diversion of from his tutorial a computer code to display grayscale images on monitors that could show only black and white pixels. So it was a huge step he was trying to do. But because it wasn't directly related to his thesis on computer vision, Thomas Knoll thought it had limited value at best. And the code he did was called display. And Knoll wrote it on his Mac Plus. I don't know if any of you have had a Mac Plus. I have the later one, Mac SE, I think it was called. But little did he know that this initial code would be the interesting thing known later on as Photoshop. And his program got the attention of his brother, John. And his brother, he worked at Industrial Light and Magic. And you probably know that Industrial Light and Magic is the visual effect part of Lucasfilm. The famous motion picture founded by George Lucas. And as you might know, Pixar was formed out of Industrial Light and Magic's computer animation department, so it's serious business where it's working. And with the release of Star Wars, Lucas here proved that really cool special effects combined with heroic characters and shooting up scripts and so on, they could produce a blockbuster motion picture. To that end, Johnny was experimenting with computers to create special effects. And his brother's new program, Display, it was a great starting point, and so the two brothers started to collaborate. And John Knoll himself, he was also inspired by the photo imaging software they had at Industrial Light. And in a way, he's saying that George Lucas kind of fostered the creation of Photoshop, because he also found some goodies in the product he already got there. But John, he arranged to purchase a new Macintosh 2, and if you don't know it, the Macintosh 2 was the first color-capable model, and it was expensive then, so they had to ask their father, which was a professor at the University of Michigan, if he could buy it for them. Typical. Before it was shipped to his brother, Thomas got hold of it, and he rewrote some of the codes his brother had done, so it worked in color. And in the ensuing months, both of them worked on expanding the program Display's capability. And at John's urging, Thomas added the ability to read and write various file formats. And while John developed image processing routines that would later become filter plugins, which was a new thing then. And Thomas, he developed the unique capability to create soft edges selections that would allow local changes, and he also developed such features as level for adjusting tonality, color balance, hue, saturation for adjusting color, and painting capabilities. And in the summer of 1988, John thought they might have the basis of a commercially viable product, and his brother Thomas, who was the researcher, he was more reluctant and said, "Do you have any idea how much work it is to write a commercial application?" But he was very naive and working at a fantasy company, right? So he was convincing his brother and said, "I'll figure out how to make money of that." And he was right. It was possible to make money, but he was also right. It was very hard programming what they have to do now. So they were thinking of also what display is not perhaps not the best name for this product. So they were thinking about a new name. And each time they were thinking of a name, it was already been taken. They were thinking about Image Pro and even PhotoHot was considered. And then someone suggested them just a quick idea, Photoshop with a capital letter S. And that became its working title. They were not that satisfied, and I'm not sure about how they agreed on it should be that one, but that was the name. And John, he was active while he was shopping around for a company to invest in Photoshop because they needed some money, of course. And meanwhile, Thomas, he was fine-tuning the program. And John used to travel all over Silicon Valley, giving program demos to interested companies, including a company named Adobe. And John kept pushing his brother to add new features meanwhile. And John even wrote a simple manual just to make it more commercial and interesting. And finally, they succeeded in attracting attention of somebody. It wasn't Adobe at first. It was a scanner manufacturer called Barney Scan. I don't know if they exist anymore, they probably don't. But they decided that the program would be useful to the people who owned their scanners. So a short-term deal was worked out. The first public version of the software was introduced as Barney Scan XP. So it wasn't Windows first with XP. And about 200 copies of the program was distributed, and it was now in the version 0.87. And it was shipped, of course, with the Barney scanners. But around this time, he also John was very active, so he also demonstrated it to Apple Computer, and that was really huge hit. They asked John to leave a couple of copies, and you know what happens if you leave a couple of copies. They started to pirating, and it seems like all the Apple engineers shared the copy with a lot of friends, and the friends' friends and friends of friends. So it was spreading nearly like a virus, which was good for the promotion of the program, in fact. But John, he returned to Adobe for another demonstration on Russell Brown, which were the art director at Adobe was really impressed by the program, and he had, in fact, signed a non-disclosure agreement deal with the Letraset. I don't know if you know, the Letraset were quite big back in the 80s and beginning of the 90s. And he was reviewing their editing a program called Color Studio, but he was absolutely convinced that Photoshop was better. So I have a little break. I'm just curious, how many of you have been using Photoshop for 25 years?
20
Are there any? Yeah, we got one, yeah. Amazing. How many? 20 years. 20 years, yeah. Now we're raising the hands. 10 years, perhaps? Yeah. Yeah, now we got 5 years, perhaps? Yeah. 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, 2 weeks? Yeah, I guess you're all in. Yeah, just as a starter. But the important thing is time is everything. So Adobe decided to buy the license to distribute Photoshop. It was in '88, and the Knoll Brothers and the head of Adobe acquisition would just shake hands. They didn't even write a contract or anything. It waited until a year later. But the thing was that the two brothers, they didn't even know it was a good deal because they were thinking of how many copies could we sell? Probably mostly 800 or something like that. So Adobe wasn't afraid of doing a deal called license to distribute, which means that Adobe didn't completely buy out the program only until years after, where Photoshop, in fact, was a huge success. So you can imagine that they received a lot of royalties on this agreement based upon distribution. So they're probably filthy rich, both of them now. But they started developing a shipping version, and Adobe decided to keep the name Photoshop. They couldn't find anything better. And so Thomas, he wrote all the code, and John, he started developing the plugins. Because some of the Adobe people, they thought that John's features, they were more gimmicky and didn't belong to serious applications. It was probably his inspiration for the special effects from Lucasfilm. And they viewed the program more as a retouching and not special effects. John he had to find a way to sneak in all his cool features. So he did it as a plugins, and you can say those plugins have become one of the most powerful aspects of Photoshop because all third-party developers they can use plugins. And that's probably also why it's been so widely distributed in the beginning, because people could write to Photoshop and do cool stuff. But in 1990, in February the 19th, it was officially shipped Adobe Photoshop with the Adobe name 1.0. And the rest, of course, is Photoshop history with many million copies sold all over the world. And what made Photoshop even bigger was, of course, that World Wide Web came, and there was already built-in compression engine in Photoshop, so that meant that even more needed Photoshop, and also the inkjet printers made it spread like a virus as well, because when people took a photo or wanted to print a photo that wanted to adjust, it didn't look like it should on the little Canon inkjet printer. And then the digital camera boom came in 1990, and then Photoshop exploded even more. So today, Photoshop is such a well-known brand, as you know, and expression has become a word, just like saying to Google something when we want to search. So today is to change an image, or just when we want to change the looks of something, it's called to Photoshop. And also in Denmark, where Dansk Sprognævn has accepted the word at Photoshop, so it's really common. and what about the brothers? Well, Thomas, he continued to be the lead developer at Photoshop until version CS4, and now he's only contributing to the work of camera raw plugins and to process raw images from cameras, but he's also an evangelist telling about the story, because everyone wants to meet many inventors, especially there among old Photoshoppers. And John is still working on Industrial Light and Magic, and has been nominated 5 times for an Oscar, including Star Wars Episode 1 and Episode 2, and he also won an Oscar for Best Achievement in Visual Effects in 2006 for the Pirates of the Caribbean's Dead Man's Chest. And of course, we're still improving Photoshop and releasing updates and improvements many times a year, trying to compete with all those upcomers. And 2 weeks ago, we introduced the new version, Photoshop CC 2015, and I hope that you test it out and we'll try to do it. And we're still trying to do the best, and now we're very focused on mobile, because everything is moving to mobile. You have to do a lot of stuff there, and you have to be flexible. So that's the short story about the 2 brothers, filthy rich, and didn't eventually can't live without. Some of us, at least. Hopefully. That was a little story. I don't know if you have any questions about Photoshop. Perhaps you can answer.
Any questions?
No.
Questions about Photoshop?
Oh, that details. What is always a bug?
Software has bugs. Thank you, yes. Awesome.
Well, I didn't. How many of you knew that story? I didn't. One person. Well, now we all know. Cool. Okay. Awesome. That brings us to the last official thing that we do today. First of all, let me ask: how many here brought their laptops? Great. So there's a couple of people who might be ready to get down and dirty and do some stuff. The rest of us will drink beer and eat pizza and look at them and in awe. Great. Okay, so I have the tricky task of trying to sort of explain what this is all about now and keep your attention. Okay, let's just jump right into it. We're going to do something that we're going to call Icon Battle. Great. So what is Icon Battle? Let me tell you. We're going to produce an app icon today. Of course, it's me who came up with it. So we're going to do it in 45 minutes, which is not a lot of time to produce anything, let alone an app icon. And there's going to be a whole lot of stuff going on here. I'm going to try to explain all of it, and then after the 45 minutes, we're going to have presentations. So everyone who partakes, they're going to come up here, use anything from a minute to 5 minutes, just explaining their, like, why did they make the thing that they made. Cool. So I'm not going to tell you what we're producing right now, because we're going to need a little break, and I don't want to give people any time to really prepare. So I'm just going to tell you about the concept and like how we're going to do it, and then after that, we're gonna ask the people who want to partake to come up to me and Martin, and we'll sort of get everything in order. We'll probably clean up the tables here, and depending on how many of you want to join in, we'll probably get some cinema displays, I think, and hook them up to your machines, the ones that can have screens attached to it, so that everyone can sort of walk around. Maybe we'll move the thing in the middle so people can walk around, look at you guys working, so we can see the real-time stuff happening. That's where the interesting stuff. You're not just going to be allowed to sit alone in a room for 45 minutes. There has to be some sort of entertainment value in this. So that's what's going to happen. So how do you win this thing, right? So you produce an app icon. It takes 45 minutes. We're going to be looking at you. Well, we're going to do a very simple thing. After all the presentations, you will actually, when you've finished your thing, you'll send it to Martin. His email will be up here when we're done. And Martin will put it all on the big screen, and we'll have some voting. And everyone has one vote. Everyone in the room and everyone partaking will do the voting. And there will only be one winner. And the winner takes it all. So what exactly is the all? It's actually pretty fucking awesome. Okay, so first of all, you're gonna get 3 months of iconfinder Pro. Woo! And iconfinder swag. We're gonna have iconfinder T-shirts with the lovely robot. Yes, and we're also chipping in. We're giving our weather thing, Thermoda. We're gonna give some very rare robocat swag, some T-shirts that are not a lot left, and probably not in your size, but let's see whoever wins. They're pretty good for sleeping in. So no, yeah, we're gonna give the motors away, which is really cool. It's a little weather gadget thing that you can measure temperature anywhere on your smartphone, Android, or iPhone. And then, of course, the big thing. What is Jes going to give you? He's going to give you 12 months of Creative Cloud. That's all the apps. That's everything. That's like Premiere Pro. That's like it's not just Photoshop. It's like if you want to just try something new, like you'll just go and download it, and it'll pop on. The newest version will be on your machine. Creative Cloud, really awesome. I think this GIF is in order. Great. Fantastic. Those are some amazing prizes. And there's only going to be one winner.
We have a prize. It's just
oh, we have another prize. Yeah. The bonus prize.
Yeah, the super modified book.
Oh, whoa.
The Hands Network in one book.
Woo.
From all around the world.
Again, these are the best prizes probably. And only one person's going to get all this stuff. So it's going to be pretty intense. The game is on, as they say. So for an anticlimactic 15-minute break, and the ones who want to partake, you will come to me and Martin and say, I want to join. And then we'll probably get some people to help us clean up this stuff so we can make it into a work/battle stations. We'll put some intense music on. There'll be 45 minutes of working and sweating and drinking beer and having pizza. Does that sound great? Yeah. Woo! We'll do it. When we get back and you're already lined up, the ones that are going to be working is the ones that will sit at the table. The rest of us will just hang around. I'll show you the spec, but only then. I'll show you what you're producing. Right now, all you know is you're going to produce an app icon. Great. Fantastic. 15-minute break. Yeah. So here is the spec of the icon battle. Also, if you want to tweet, please use the hashtag so I can laugh at all the tweets afterwards. So we're designing an icon. I'm not going to be super specific about the sizes. Your aim is to prepare the presentation material. I'm not going to ask you to deliver all the different sizes for icons. You don't need to do that. So what you'll be producing when the 45 minutes is up is one picture, one file, flat, whatever, and it needs to go like it needs to be like a PNG or whatever that you will be able to send to Martin and that you will be able to put up on this screen and talk from. That's the only spec. So
no PSD.
Yeah, no PSDs, just send like a PNG or JPEG or whatever you want. That's the aim. But we're creating an icon. So pretty good idea to still know like the sizes of the icon, or like have a rough idea of what you're actually producing, right? Squircle shape. We are producing. We are going to. You know what we're going to do? We're going to fix a wrong. There is an app in the Danish society that a lot of people are using. We're going to do it like a real life thing where we fix a wrong. Everyone uses this app. The app icon is atrocious. Anyone know this app?
Yeah.
The perpetrator. Oh. This abomination is not the best app icon. It's not the worst either. I'm not going to be too crazy here, right? But the thing is, after they stop the clip code, we're all using this, right? If we don't have license code, we're all using this. So, and the app is horrible, and we can't do much about the app in 45 minutes. Let's not kid ourselves. That's months of work. But this, we may be able to do something fun here. So we have 45 minutes to redesign this. For the people who don't know what this app is, this is the new digital tickets that you use instead of the clip code that we had in the old days. That's the clip code depicted here. That DOT, the offently transport, is using. So yeah, you basically get tickets from it, right? You get bus tickets and train tickets from it. That's what they're trying to show. They also have like a wonderful, they cram in their logo there. There's a wonderful physical image of the old clip code. I think we can do that better. We also like look at it. Look at that thing on my whole screen. What is that? Right? We can do that a lot better. So I'm gonna answer questions in a moment. It's completely up to you what you do. Like you can do I don't feel forced to do one, it doesn't have to be one glyph on a single color background or like nothing skeuomorphic. Feel free. We're not gonna be. I think everyone will be voting on this from multiple perspectives, not only execution but also conceptual. If you come up with the greatest idea but you didn't have time to render it in an awesome way, that's cool also. Just solve this problem as best as you can as designers and don't think too much about it having to be completely polished. We know 45 minutes isn't enough. Questions?
Oh yeah, the name this DLT, does it have to be there or?
No. It does not. It does not have to. Well, if you want to, right? If you want to. No. If you want to, you can also find this. I would suggest that you find the original if you want to, but you don't have to. Just for inspiration, because I'll put a big counter up here so you can't actually see this icon.
So it's not the requirement to have it there?
There is no requirements. The only requirement is that in 45 minutes you'll stand right here and you'll present something and you'll have some thoughts about what you made. And that's all. That's it. Preferably it should be an app icon though. I think that'll be a good start. But I mean, just has to have probably that shape.
Are we gonna send the winner to them?
Actually,
yes, we are.
Yes, we are. We're gonna consider that. Yes, we are. We're gonna change. We're gonna right or wrong today. That's what I thought. Cool. Any other questions about this? Anything you think of? Because in a moment I'm gonna start the timer, and you guys are going to spend 45 minutes producing an icon. And we're going to be looking at it from the seats here. We're going to be cheering you on. We're going to be booing you. No, we're going to be cheering you on. Just participating in this is awesome. Don't think too much about the final result.
Can you make the big one on the screen?
No, because I'll have a timer up there. Okay. So that's why I would suggest that you all kind of just search if you want to do any Google image search for something like this. I'll take a photo right now.
I'll tweet one with the hashtag designdk. And then you can find
or hashtag icon battle.
Yeah, icon battle.
All follow the hashtag icon battle. Cool. Any questions? Any more questions? Because when I start the timer, there will be it will be there. It's going to be crazy. The music's going to be pumping. And I don't want you to be like, oh, but I had questions afterwards. Fantastic. And obviously all of you who will be voting afterwards, you will also be voting, the people partaking. But you voting, try to also look at the process. Maybe the winner doesn't have to be the thing that's the prettiest or the best. Look at what tools are people using. How's it progressing? Stuff like that. Conceptual as well. Is it a cool concept, but you can see it has potential? vote with your heart. And you know that a lot of it is at stake. You saw all the wonderful prizes, right? Great. Are we ready?
Compiles pretty much almost native use.
Multiple layer styles.
Yeah, multiple layer styles in action her første gang. Jeg kan ikke se en skid.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That was amazing! Woo.
We're gonna have all the, first of all, round of applause. So, what they just did is really, like, we look at them and they're like all quiet, but inside it's like, all of them gonna sleep really well tonight. That stuff takes a lot of energy. We all know it, like we all work with it every day, and what you did was just amazing. So that's cool. First of all, you're all winners. But to find the actual one true winner, we're gonna have all the different contestants come up and spend 1-2 minutes just talking about their idea, how they arrived at it, and what it is, why they should win. Obviously, a pitch. Pitch us. Imagine that we are the board of directors at Deep Offentlig Transport, and we're about to choose this new app icon. Why should we choose this, right? So Kasper's up first, and we're gonna have all of you. We're just gonna take the line there. After that, we're gonna have voting, and so voting. So everyone comes up. Martin, you explain voting.
It's very high tech. We'll just put a note next to the name of the designer you like the most. So please try to remember who you like the most. You'll also get a chance to see the icons again on the computer, just to make sure that you're putting your vote on the right person. And then when everybody's voted, we'll count and find out who's the winner. So
take it away, Kasper.
All right. So the idea is creating an icon for the DOT, and what I had in mind when I designed it was the use of different kinds of places you could use this ticket or the ticket system. Riding the boat in Copenhagen here, you can go out to middle of fucking nowhere, excuse me my French, and you can go and see some of the big things here in Denmark as well. And then I wanted to use some fresh colors to try to use this sort of greenish, bluish feeling. And then I got really stressed at a couple of, I thought it was 3 minutes left, and then I just said, fuck it, I'm just going to use the D from the DOT in the ticket instead of using a lot of different things in the ticket, so that you're probably not going to see when you have it on the app. So I know it's pretty ambitious using all of these different icons from Copenhagen and Denmark in an icon, but I thought, what the hell, just try to pitch the idea and then maybe later try to put it in smaller size and then use different kinds of attractions in Denmark, and yeah, that was basic idea. Then then use something from the old logo, the ticket, and then yeah, just run with that. That's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Very ambitious.
Yeah.
Precies. Tack igen.
Vi bare lave fuldskærm de der billeder, når man...
Det er fordi den der baggrundsfarve, hvis man har transparent for. Så er det det.
Okay. Well, what I did...
Name first.
Sorry. Andreas. My name is Andreas Larsen. Kind of the same idea to incorporate an attraction, and I took the Little Mermaid as the most famous, most recognized attraction here in Copenhagen, and DOT is for transportation in Copenhagen, so I wanted to have something iconic for Copenhagen, so I went with the Little Mermaid. And I really liked, I think they made it a couple of years back, TV commercials and other stuff where they had this arrow with white representing the metro, red for the S train, and yellow for the buses. So I tried to use those colors and again have the arrow in the background because you're moving, and just some long shadow for effect and also to get sort of sense of movement in the icon. So that was the idea.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And gaat de screen?
Oh. Oopsie.
It's a bit small, but you can see them out.
Okay, so yeah, I just thought I do something easy, so I took the original icon and simplified the hell out of it. So here we have the upper part of the ticket, and that's it, because it's a small icon, and there are also people out there who already have smartphones. So yeah, you should be able to see it when it's small. So yeah, that's the idea. And the colors are the same as the original as well.
Yeah, it keeps the original colors.
Yeah, I really wanted to throw some orange in there, but next time.
You were afraid.
No, I wasn't, but didn't have the time to pick the right hue, blah, blah, blah.
Don't blah, 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 blah. We know.
We know. Yeah.
Okay, awesome, cool.
And that's Adam. Yeah, sweet.
There's three images. I don't know which one is.
Is it your thing?
Which one did you have?
I think this one is pretty okay. So first of all, I would like to apologize. I'm not a designer. I'm not a graphic designer, and I have never designed any icon before.
It's your first icon?
Yeah, ever. So I've been working with concept development of user interfaces. But yeah, I think it was great to explore some of the stuff, because it's also about trying to find out some concepts and visualize it. So I thought it's very important to show that it's about clipboard. And I feel, or maybe it's just my feeling, I'm living at Österbro. I'm using all those different cafe cards where you just clip out every time you buy a new coffee. So I thought maybe this is something that people would recognize. And the other thing is about the transportation. It's basically, people don't think about train or bus. They just want to go from A to B. And I thought this is very, very important to put on this.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's the whole story, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah, right. And then we have this.
Hello, my name is Kim, and this is also my first app icon. And the idea, I tried looking at the original app and tried to mimic the colors, so the people who have the app could recognize the blue color as the app has as a background. And I also noticed they used the arrow for symbolizing where you are as a red dot with a white arrow. So I want to show that you are the arrow and use Denmark as a map with lines to show where you could go. So you could travel. You can use it for both metro, train, and buses. So it's, yeah, show that you could go everywhere with this ticket system they have. So yeah, this is my app.
Cool.
And then it's Anna.
I'm used to working in Introuctions, so I didn't get as far as putting fancy colors on mine. I just thought that it's the idea of the ticket, the shape of the ticket, and then plus it's, when you're reading about the app on the website, it's about transportation in Copenhagen or Sjælland. So I wanted to incorporate all three, like bus, metro, and train, but the metro doesn't really say anything by itself, so I decided to put the bus on one side, the train on the other, to try and represent the two. The idea was also to have the blue background, but didn't get that far. So and the dots, because again, it's also called the DOT is the so dot dot and traveling.
Cool. Cool. Awesome.
And Emil.
Okay. My name is Neil. So I wanted to keep some elements from the logo, the dot logo, and also keep the dot, as you know it, from that DNO Transport logo, and somehow combine it with transportation. So this is maybe a bit car specific, maybe not. Yeah, okay.
That's just
But yeah, that was the idea. And also to incorporate the colors from the iconfinder. You probably all know the iconfinder. Those colors that you use. It's not exactly the iconfinder that this app is for, but it should later on be combined with the iconfinder in the app, maybe. So that's an idea for DNO Transport. Yep. I used multiple layer styles.
Okay, the live stream is still running. We've got, hold on to your horses, 3 viewers. Let's give the live stream a hand. There's 3 people out there in their underwear. Just they've been looking all night. They've been looking at into the sides of people.
Hey, see this amazing design?
Yeah.
Start jerking off at home.
Yeah. Bringing beers at home.
Yeah.
Hello, live stream.
I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry to hear that you're assuming it's a boy.
Girls can jerk off too.
This conversation quickly went downhill.
Sorry.
Okay, we can continue that conversation afterwards. Now we're gonna find a winner, and you guys have decided. We have the results,
yes.
And a lot is at stake here. Like there's prizes from iconfinder, from robocat, and obviously from Adobe. That one winner is gonna get like a shit ton of stuff to take home. And 12 months of Creative Cloud, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, let's. How do we do this?
Yeah,
the most excitement.
Yeah, let's talk about who got in third.
Okay, we're gonna do it like that. There's only gonna be prizes for. Yeah. You're all winners, first of all.
Well, we have some really nice concepts and nice execution.
No battery.
Some power. Somewhere.
Oh, that's new.
We have 7%.
Okay. We can do it. We can take this from the live stream. Screw you guys. 3 people.
Viewing from here.
Yeah, one of them is like in the office.
So, even though it had no colors, Anna won the 3rd prize. Very cool concept.
Yeah.
And second, it was Emil.
Woo!
Very nice execution and reuse of the known symbol. And the winner is, let's see.
Are you hiding it?
Yes.
Like, ooh. Drum roll!
Almost more than double than the second.
Yeah. We are the icon specialists right now. Do you want to say something about the icon?
Yeah, so first of all, I think compared to what's done in 45 minutes, it's pretty impressive that you actually executed on such a complex illustration with I saw how you drew all the towers. And I think the choice of colors is also really good. I probably have an easy time finding it because I don't have any app icons that are this color right now. And I think also using the D is probably also very nice touch of keeping something from DOT. I'm pretty sure the management would try to find something to put in there. So
all the logos and all the the execution is good when you think about like this was done in 45 minutes. Just tracing it was insane to look at in speed time. So I think there was I want to say like more of a more general approach. I think it was interesting to see. We had a couple of conversations in between how like the difference in approach, how many people like how much time they spend on research, how many just jumped in there and did something, and it was really cool just to follow your workflow, everyone. So thank you for that. Thank you for letting us into your desktop. So yeah, we have to give some prizes to Casper. Yes. Woo!
So first of all, you'll get some swag from iconfinder. You'll have a t-shirt for yourself. Yay. And one for your girlfriend. Woo! And you'll also get the 3 months of iconfinder Pro. So you'll just have to send me your username and I'll upgrade your account.
Woo!
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Medium.
Okay, so we have some very rare threadless robocat t-shirts illustrations here that we did not do, but we found and thought they were really awesome. So we bought every one there was, and now we only have like 3-4 left. So you're getting that, which is totally an insider's joke. And of course you get some Thermodos, a premium and a regular Thermodo. So you can play around with that and show that off later. Cool.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Woo!
You also get the super modified book.
Yeah. It just got real.
And you get, of course, the creative class. I just need your email and then I activate it. Sweet. Thank you so much. Oh my God.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Say any last words? Famous last words?
Famous.
That's 3 people out there waiting for your speech.
Thank you so much, guys, for voting for me. It's been a great challenge for me and hopefully also for you guys. I think I'm going to participate in the next Creative Jam if I get the option. I'm 28, so I'm not sure. Depends on you guys. But thank you very much for watching me, and it's been awesome.
Cool.
Thank you.
Let's get it approved by DOT.
Yeah, we can send it to them.
So we each send to them daily.
Yeah. Just make sure that they're spelled completely. Okay, let's just wrap this up because the evening does not have to end now. We actually have. Do you wanna like demo? We have it on.
I'm totally up for that.
Okay, great. So maybe come up here and present yourself.
Right.
Tell your name, what you do, and
Yes.
what we're about to do.
My name is Niklas. I make computer games.
Yes.
And one of those games on Wii U, I'll put on there on the screen, and it's a free-player game. Do you have enough controllers?
Yes.
Otherwise, I'll bring them from upstairs.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's 3 players, chaos, space exploration. Yeah.
That's good.
You should play. You will enjoy it.
Yes. Awesome. So this is one of the cool things about being in Spilhuset is that we have people who make games here. So they're tied us out in Wii U, and we're gonna play next door. There's still more beer, still more pizza, and we're not closing up anytime soon. You just don't want to hang around and have conversations. But just a last shout out to the sponsors. It's been cool. Like we couldn't like. The beers is paid for by Adobe, and so the wonderful prices is done by iconfinder, Adobe, and robocat. So pretty awesome that we can actually, like, we're just 30 people here or something like that. But pretty cool that we gather that kind of.
Can I say just? Yeah. So yeah, of course we're sponsoring, but if you want a T-shirt like the one Cat for One, you can just come to me and we'll go to the office and I'll have a bunch of them. And also, if you want to sign up for iconfinder Pro, you can use the discount code ROBOT, and then you'll get 50% off.
Okay. Well, cool. Let's. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. 4 viewers now. Woo!